And welcome to Let's Fly VFR. Today we're heading out in DCS World and we're going to do a little bit of combat between the F-18 and the F-16 Viper. This is a bit of online play I had just a few days ago. We're going to go one circle back against the Viper. And try and neutralise these initial merges. Everybody online just seems to do this. They come in, they pull up and expect to come back down on your 6. So if you don't go up and meet them, you end up in that situation. So he's gone back down. I'm now following him around. Looks like it's probably two circle. So I'm following him nose to tail as we go around and just holding him above the canopy rail there for the most part. Doing that allows you to keep better separation and allows you to control the fight a lot better if you do that. Don't pull them into the HUD, guys, if you're trying to kill them all the time. You tend to just bleed off more speed if you do that. So we're sitting at a pretty good speed level, though my speed's climbing, but I'm trying to close as well. So now he's flown across me fairly high aspect, and I've really let the speed get away, so maybe I'll get a bit of altitude as well as we go here, and just displace the turn a bit. He's climbed and got the nose around really quickly, which is great work. The mods they've done to the flight model in the Viper have really changed the way this thing fights. It's a very potent aeroplane, but it doesn't mean you can't beat it with a Hornet if you fly as well as you can anyway. So here we go. He's gone down underneath and made a crucial mistake there flying across me. Don't reverse your turn, guys. It's just crucial you don't do that. And this time he's going to pay for it. Lesson number 1. Keep tally at all times. Lesson number 2, don't cross or reverse your turn unless you're absolutely sure you can't get shot, guys. You know, you've got to be able to see a lot of the underneath of your opponent's aircraft so they can't see you, and then you turn then, but not when you're flying across in front of them. Okay, we've gone back one circle, and then he's done pretty much a carbon copy of the first bout, headed down. And again, this has just allowed me to pop myself in behind him, and now we just manage the speed as best we can, and just keep tracking. Just keep him above about 2 fists is a good height above that canopy rail. Hold him up there, control the distance, control your speeds, and then you can control the fight if you do that. So we've got a target lock. There's too much of an aspect move there. He's moving too fast across the screen, if you like. So don't try and pull them in when people are doing that. Be patient. Hold them above your canopy rail. Watch where they're going. So he's turned around a bit, so he changed aspect. Fly in the same plane as your opponent. Okay? Basically just follow them around the sky. In the process, you manage your speed, you manage your closure, and when you get the right aspect, then you can go ahead and try and get some guns on target there. That was as much just to keep him occupied. Now that I've got the position on his 6, I want to maintain it, and I'm going to take a little bit of time to get myself in the right position to make the kill. Doing a pretty good job. Being that I'm able to hold him in the HUD there at the moment, those few more rounds there, that's a bit of a wasted shot. It does keep him on his toes. People do tend to panic, and I'm as guilty. When someone's stuck to you 6 o'clock and you're having trouble trying to shake them, you sometimes forget what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Now that's becoming good. See, the aspect is lower. You can see less of the top of that aircraft. He's just trying to climb away from me at this point. So we've got plenty of speed, which is good. I haven't bled it off. And we get put a few rounds out there because you'll probably see those come flying past. And that'll keep him, well, hopefully not thinking too clearly. Now you can see how that symbology's moved in the HUD. That's because he's changed aspect. He's rolled, which is what the radar has seen. And it's told us that he's changed direction again. Got a shoot cue, and that's the end of that story. They were raining Viper parts. So don't be scared if you're in Hornet or something else, guys. If you fly well, it's up to you whether you can get it. Aircraft they're all amazing. It just depends on how well you are on the day. This was a good day for me. I had a couple of good days, and then I met someone who was very, very good in the Viper, and they taught me a few really good lessons, which I really learnt from. Went back and had a look at the TAC View, and that is just such a great tool. If you haven't got TAC View, it's free, guys. You can get a paid version, but you can have a free version, and just put it on before you go flying, and then set it up in DCS, and it will record your flights for you, and you can learn where you went right and where you went wrong, and sometimes what other people are doing. Here we go, we'd follow him around again. I think we're back in a 2-circle fight here, so chasing nose to tail. Just managing to hold him just outside the view. I do get a lot better view inside the Oculus Rift, which is what I fly with, and I can keep an eye on him, but sometimes it just pops out of the recording. It's going around again, just tracking. Got some stupid amount of speed up, so need to, and that's when you do that, that gives him a lot more room, because your circle just opens up enormously, and it'll give the Viper, especially with its new instantaneous turn characteristics, an opportunity to come back and fly back at you and shoot you in the face, which nearly happened there. I was a bit lucky. So he's gone past, looking over the shoulder. Keep tally. He's gone for a bit of a climb again. But just holding him up that couple of fists above the canopy rail, canopy bow, and just controlling the fight again. That's the attempt. I've got the speed there. Just let that climb, and then I can follow him. A bit of a vertical fight here, so he dives and I dive, and he climbs and I follow him. So this is no different to flying horizontally and just chasing him around the square. Just got to be a little bit more careful with your speeds. So we've got him tracking nicely. Speed's not too bad at the moment. Mid threes is where you should be with the Hornet, but I want to overtake him a little bit, because Hornet guys tend to fly the aircraft pretty quick these days. They want to be 420, 460 or something like that to get their best turn radius. So really, once we're in this two-circle fight here where I'm chasing him, he honestly should walk around the circle and end up on my 6. But this was just my day. I guess I was just lucky chasing this guy around. So just maintaining that position, just being patient. You can see I'm just marching across the square a little bit here, and we're going to make him pay possibly, although the aspect level has just moved, so we'll let him get away, and we'll just maintain the speed, keep the speed. Where you fall foul is when you just constantly pull hard on the stick and then end up down at 160 knots with nowhere to go. You need speed, although the 460 knots in the Viper's probably, in the Hornet, sorry, is probably a little bit too much. But we're closing, and the aspect level is still fairly high. You can see a lot of the top of his aircraft, so that's not a good time to go pulling him into the HUD. Got a good turn here, everything's going nicely. Got a few rounds out there just to let him know I'm here, and as always, change direction. Don't do it, guys. This was what happens to you. This is why you die. I'm using the speed to climb, getting a few rounds out there. He's trying to climb away from me. I've had a couple of F-16 pilots do this online, and look, the Hornet will just climb to the heavens. The Hornet does struggle to do that, and then they will come back down on top of you. So if you find me online and you just decide to climb to 50,000 feet, I'm going to give you a missile even though it's a gunfight. You want to extend away from me, then you're going to pay for it. But here we are, we got him tracking again. We've got him locked up, as you can see there. Radar's got him rotating, and I'm just rotating with the rudders and maintaining my position inside him. He's gone across me again, so we're going to pull around. Just keep rotating around. Just keep rotating around. So we're both in our rolling scissors here at this point. We're both going down, and we're canopy to canopy, and we're just rotating around the barrel, if you like. If you're seeing the little black edges, that's because the recording software and Oculus My Oculus can't keep up with it a little bit with my head movement. So here we go. We're in a 2-circle flight again. Speed's pretty good. That's why I keep looking back, checking head, checking my speed. Chasing around. This turned out to be quite a fight. So he fought really well, the guy on this one, with his Viper. He survived about twice as long as he did in the first 2 bouts. Just chasing him around. He's just above, out of view, unfortunately. There he is, just out of view. Keeps flying just out of what you can see on screen, unfortunately. And we're just going to rotate again. We're still rotating down. This is going to end up on the ground in a rate fight, which again, the Viper should win. You need to be able to change the dynamics, whether you need to pull up into a climb for a bit or do something to try and change the angles. But the aspect is too high, so our circles are offset. And so our centres of our circles are not the same. So now the trick is try and just fly better. I'm a little slow, but that's okay with the Hornet because of the nose authority you have with it. Same applies to the Mirage. You can get slow and you can get the nose to move around, but you still have to be careful. I'm just letting that build a little speed again as we come around. Taking a bit to catch it with him. He's quite close there now. There's an opportunity because we're close in the closure. If I pull up and roll, I nearly cop some bullets in the face for my effort, but it's thrown him out in front of me. And he's coming across my nose. A few rounds there just to keep him guessing. He's gone up. I have not really the speed, but I have the nose authority. Bring it up. Come back over the top there. 130 knots. You can see why this aircraft is so dangerous. If you get it low and slow, you can just pull that nose around. There's another trick as well, which I discovered on a different bout. I wondered why this F-18 that I was fighting basically flipped at low speed. The little pinky trigger that's on the front of the control panel, and there's some hits on target. Yeah, if you pull that little one, that disables your flight control limits. There we go. And that was the end of that. It was 3 good fights. That took quite a while to get James. He flew really well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe you learned something from it. Let me know what you're currently doing and how you're going in your battles. And I'll catch you back here at Let's Fly VFR real soon. Bye-bye.